Characters in movies often get involved in complex situations. Whenever a viewer is watching a movie, he or she may or may not relate to this situation. They may not empathize with that character because they may or may not have experienced such a situation in their past. Some may get overwhelmed by a particular scene, whereas others might be completely unmoved by it. Filmmakers make use of some common knowledge in order to improve on this aspect. For example, it is common knowledge that ants are tiny, or that elephants are huge, flowers are beautiful, medicines cure a disease, or that spectacles give a better vision. Whenever a filmmaker compares a character, situation, or a scene with some specific attribute of such objects, it is called as a metaphor. Hello and welcome to the episode 6 of Decoding the Metaphor. Metaphors express ideas, thoughts, concepts, or even character behavior and feelings through objects. They add more depth to the story and give multiple layers to it. Today we will actually be decoding some metaphors which you might not have noticed in the popular web series Scam 1992. So let's get started.
शेयर मार्केट इतना गहरा कुआं है जो पूरे देश की पैसे की प्यास बुझा सकता है और मैं इस कुएं में डुबकी लगाना चाहता हूं.
Scam 1992 was an immensely popular web series, mostly because of its dialogues. While there is no doubt that the verbal metaphors are really thoughtful, here we will be focusing on some of the mind-blowing visual metaphors that we found. Here's a list of it. Hope you all like it. Number 1. The title animation. I liked the title animation so much that I never skipped the intro even while watching it a second time. In the initial part, we see some hands performing hypnosis, which is essentially a part of manipulation. Harshad manipulated the banks into lending him money, and that's how he got rich. Then we see Harshad standing on top of the stock exchange along with his Lexus car, sunglasses, and watch, signifying his riches. And then, as the music gets upbeat, the stock market crashes and Harshad falls down along with his car, implying his financial downfall. Number 2. The typewriter.
यहाँ काम करना है तो टाइपराइटर खुद का लाना पड़ेगा घर से.
Harshad was skilled in doing business using other people's money as he had nothing of his own. This is exactly depicted in the scene where Harshad and Ashwin are hiring a person for their company. They don't have a typewriter of their own and hence are specifically looking for someone who has one.
I'll improve ना सर. मैं रोज प्रैक्टिस करता हूँ.
कहाँ?
घर पे ही.
टाइपराइटर है?
जी.
Now, the typewriter was the most important tool for a company in the 80s before the computers arrived. They basically made profit out of this man's asset just like they did using other people's money. Number 3. The Teacup. In a tussle between Harshad and the Black Cobra, Harshad was succeeding and Manubai suffered a huge loss because of Harshad. In this scene, Manubai is plotting revenge against Harshad and we see that he burns his fingers while touching a hot cup of tea. This metaphorically represents that Manubai would further suffer losses if he crosses paths with Harshad and burn his fingers. Number 4. Plane taking off. Till this point, we see that Harshad is the master of the stock market and his attempt to enter the money market have been unsuccessful. The next meeting to negotiate with Bank of America is shown on a flight. This meeting turns out to be successful and the next shot is that of a plane taking off. Harshad's situation of entering this new market is similar. He is taking off. Number 5. The cake. There is a scene where Harshad states his intention to get back into the stock market using money from securities. Did you wonder why is this scene shown in a restaurant when Pranav is eating a cake?
मुझे नहीं भाई.
मनी मार्केट में आते ही मीठा बंद.
अरे बंद नहीं किया है, सिर्फ कंट्रोल कर रहा हूँ.
तू कब से कंट्रोल करने लग गया?
The cake actually depicts the riskier stock market and that Harshad is controlling by keeping out of it, that is, he is not eating the cake. Pranav then explains to him how there is a lack of funds to invest in the stock market. And that's when Harshad states his intention by picking up a piece of cake and asking,
ऐसे कितने फंड्स की जरूरत पड़ेगी?